Welcome back to Game 2 between EG's DeMusliM and Slayer's Ryung. DeMusliM is our blue Terran at the left top side of this map, and Slayer's Ryung being the red Terran on the right bottom side of this map. And yeah, DeMusliM was kind of dissatisfied with dual side anyway. He was talking a little bit in the game lobby. He said he loves NASL, he loves everything we do, but pretty much if he would have one point of criticism, he's not a big fan of our map pool.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
There are it's a very diverse map pool in my opinion. Sometimes players end up playing on maps they're not completely happy with.
Wow, that's a cool art by Ryung.
What the heck? How did he do that?
Wow.
It's even got a shadow.
That's so badass.
It's like a 3D heart.
Slayer's Ryung, breaking the meta game of hearts.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, if you use that on Facebook, you get all the girls. You don't even need a Slayer's jacket.
I love you so much that it's shadowed in all of history.
No, it's like when someone leaves, you give him the empty heart, and once he comes back, you give it a full heart. Smart. That's next level e-loving.
Next you send somebody a message on Facebook, and it's like empty heart, and they respond with question mark, and then you give full heart. You're like, you filled my heart.
Yes, exactly. Next level e-loving maneuver.
Man,
freaking smart.
Breaking the internet pickup game metagame.
Alright, we see Ryung once more opening up with the refinery over here. Well, it seems that DeMusliM is going for the no gas fast expand. DeMusliM has played a TVT earlier this season on Ohana, which was against Show, where he hit a very strong 2-base timing, and basically when he had all the units out, that was the moment where he dropped his third command center. While Show on the other hand played a more passive bio style and went for 3 bases a little bit too quick, and DeMusliM just hit that one window which he could have hit with his additional units from 2-base. So we'll see if we're going to see DeMusliM once more for a big 2-base pressure, or maybe we'll see Ryung staying on 1 base with his refinery opening. We'll see, Ben. It's hard to tell.
Almost impossible to tell at this point. Low ground expansion for DeMusliM, so he's going for the most economical way to fast expand possible. And come on, Ryung, tell us what you're going to do. Oh, it's a factory. So he's going to be going right up probably to Starport, maybe Hellion drop, maybe it could still be Banshee. Probably not Cloak Banshee off just the 1 gas.
Yeah, he's dropping the 2nd gas right now, and he's only at 20 supply, so I think, as you said, Ben, anything is still possible. Besides the Hellion drop, I don't really think he needs 2 refineries for that, so I think we're going to see a Banshee opening. Not sure whether it will be Cloak Banshee or not. And DeMusliM is just going to get a lot of units. Obviously, he doesn't want to have the same thing happening once more.
And DeMusliM adding that double gas behind his fast expand, and that opens up a lot of options as well. This seems to be the build that we talk most about these days when Terrans play, because they do it in all of their matchups. Fast expand into quick double gas.
It's a good build,
yeah, it just gives so much versatility. You can tech really hard. You can do like Show did against Hero.
And most importantly, you're pretty safe. There's almost nothing early on which can really break you in any of the matchups.
Barring some ridiculous like 1-base cheese, but even those.
Ooh, DeMusliM is going to have to be careful though. He has 3 Marines. It's going to be against 3 Marines, but if he starts focusing the SCV, he could be in a little bit of trouble.
And he does focus the SCV, just like you said. Finally, a 3rd Marine pops out, and some good micro on both sides here.
I like it a lot. Good micro from either side. Ryung really getting the best out of it.
Power drill SCV.
Picks off that Marine as well, but still DeMusliM kept his original SCV alive. Ryung lost an additional SCV as well, so I think this was quite okay by DeMusliM, who wasn't really paying attention. You saw that it took a little while for him to actually respond. Then again, who opens with a 3 Marine pressure? This is kind of like the DeMusliM poke in TVZ.
Yeah, the creep tumor snipe build that he does, which is really kind of cute and fun. If you look at units lost, you can see that it was a pretty even trade. DeMusliM losing 1 more unit than Ryung. I'm almost certain it was an SCV. As you can see that he does have 1 worker loss. We are seeing a cloak opening, so...
Actually, you were wrong, Ben. It was Ryung who had the worker loss.
Oh, I was.
DeMusliM just lost 4 Marines.
Very interesting.
We see Cloak Banshee opening indeed by Ryung. And that's kind of, can I say remarkable? No, it's not remarkable. But that's interesting. We'll see DeMusliM already has that engineering bay. He could really use some turrets. First turret goes up, and if he gets a 2nd turret goes up as well. And that doesn't mean that this Cloak Banshee is going to be utterly useless. I would even say the opposite is true. Because just because you cover 1 part of your base doesn't mean you're really safe if that Banshee starts idling over here. But it's going to make it a little bit easier for DeMusliM. Ooh, this is a really nice turret, Ben. I love this turret. It's a safety turret.
Has DeMusliM done like some super scan? He's seen the factory, which could be enough in and of itself. But wow, that's a really great intuition by DeMusliM getting those turrets up.
Yep. A couple of SCVs are in range, but those are the SCVs that mine gas, and they're always a little bit harder to pick up than the ones that mine minerals, because they get invincible for a few seconds. Yep. You know that you even survive a nuke when you're inside of a refinery?
I know, man. It's basically the safest place on the planet to be in case of nuclear war, inside of a gas refinery.
Which makes no sense at all. You would say that's actually rather bad, but not in Blizz's world.
DeMusliM does get a couple shots off on that Banshee, and it is going to vacate. Ryung's done relatively low damage. He's killed 2 SCVs thus far. And he's still one basing, so basically this is 1-1-1. Yeah, a TVT version of a 1-1-1. So Ryung's got siege mode researching. He's building some tanks. He's going to go for this big push.
I think he's going to need to bring some SCVs as well. The DeMusliM is going to have Stim, and Ryung won't have Stim. I really like the way that this is shaping up for the DeMusliM. He has combat shield already. All he has to do right now is produce a ridiculous amount of SCVs. Well, SCVs are good too, but I advise Marines right now. And then I think he should be fine with that one big Stim. Certainly if he's able to catch some siege tanks off, on siege, then he's going to be in super shape.
Yeah, and his Marine count's already climbing pretty high. It's 14 Marines against 18, and again, it's Stim versus no Stim. Now, Ryung is moving, and this is sort of a timing game. If he can hit before Stim, then maybe he can win. Oh, he's expanding.
Yeah, he's going to bring a couple of SCVs though. The DeMusliM with that perfect scan not only scans those SCVs that are coming along, he also scans his command center. And that is so big, because now I think that will give the DeMusliM the confidence that he really needs to Stim in when Stim is ready. And if he's going to have 2 medevacs as well. I mean, Stim is really important, Ben, but combat shield is super important as well. Ryung has neither. And he has to back off real soon, because if the DeMusliM just buys himself a little bit more time, that's a small overkill on SCVs right there, the DeMusliM. I think he's going to be more than fine.
Yeah, Ryung already starting to shell that bunker. It's 32 SCVs to 43. DeMusliM playing very bold, loads up 16 Marines and heads out for a big drop. It could be a brilliant maneuver if he ends the game with it, but it could also be a terrible move if for whatever reason this push becomes too much for him to handle.
Yep, here come those close Banshees, and I agree with you, Ben. It could be either of the two. It could be brilliant if Ryung doesn't really move in, but the moment that Ryung should realizes that a lot of Marines are out of position. If you would go right now, there are only 12 Marines over here for the DeMusliM. Then again, there is still no Stim, there is still no combat shield. And those Banshees...
They are going to push forward. DeMusliM does not have a scan right now, but Ryung is really being... he's taking his time with this push, and those Marines are making their way into his natural. So there it is, 16 Marines unloading and stimming into the main base of Ryung that has to trigger a reaction.
And what is Ryung going to do right now? He can't possibly kill this army anymore. That's just too much. But if he retreats, he's going to lose the game.
Oh, so what can he do? Zone siege mode just seconds away. It's done. You need to siege that tank, DeMusliM. Banshee's really trying to crack that bunker. Oh, the tank being caught out of position, so that is going to fall down.
But still, the supply of Ryung is just plummeting.
You're absolutely right. He's down to 30 supply. He's lost his entire main. DeMusliM up at 70 supply. He's also ahead in army, 41 army supply to 26. I don't think there's anything Ryung can do from here to win this game.
I don't think so either. Not without Stim, not without combat shield, and more importantly, not without an economy. He did keep his orbital command alive, though. That's a little bit sloppy for the DeMusliM. The DeMusliM obviously has his hands full dealing with this. And he floated over this command center as well, so we might see another ridiculously epic TVT. This is 3 siege tanks, which is scary, but if the DeMusliM gets out more Marines, he has 29 Marines, Ben.
Ryung really has to babysit these Banshees. He cannot lose Banshees. Right now he's in sight range of that turret. And that's not a place you want to be. Siege mode done on both sides, which is going to make a defense possible for DeMusliM. Ryung trying to...
Stim is coming. He's going to pull the SCVs as well, and he should be able to clear up the majority of the forces.
And that's exactly what happens. GG comes from Ryung. DeMusliM ties up the series 1-1.
Wow, that's beautiful play by the DeMusliM, and ballsy play as well. I mean, when you're under that much pressure, who would get it in his sane mind? They're like, all right, let me put up 16 of my 20 units and send them to your main base.
Oh my God, huge 1-1-1 push coming. Time to go drop.
Yes. No, but that was beautiful. That scan was so super important. I cannot emphasize enough on how important that scan was from the DeMusliM. Seeing those SCVs leave, but also seeing that there is a command center and it's not all the SCVs. Knowing that, okay, Ryung is definitely committing to this, but he's not committing that much that he wants to kill me straight away. And I think that was the most beautiful scan that could have possibly happened in the previous game.
It was a great scan. Kind of begs the question to me, though. Okay, and this is getting really hypothetical. I know that Ryung, his plan was to do this 1-1-1 and expand behind it. But the way that he just kind of died to DeMuslim's counter, what if he had just pulled more SCVs and done like a legit 1-1-1? Would that have been harder for DeMusliM to hold? Like if he had just kind of gone?
I think so. Then again, that's Yeah, it's really hard to call. If DeMusliM saves somehow still enough time and he gets Stim ready and he brings all the SCVs as well, because then it's literally only one fight that DeMusliM has to survive. And in this way, DeMusliM has to survive more because there's also a command center. But I do think with you, like obviously looking back at it, Ryung played it way too passive. He should have kept better track of DeMuslim's army. Like the moment you don't see anything streaming down that ramp.
Why don't you have anything at all?
Yeah, why are no reinforcements coming in? Why are you just sitting there repairing a few units? He should have realized that this was not going the way that he wanted to.
Really well played by DeMusliM. He took that chance and it paid off in a big way.
Yeah, beautiful game.
So great work there. We're going to play a very short commercial break. That first game brought to you by iBuyPower PCs. Check them out at iBuyPower.com. We'll be back with the final game of DeMusliM versus Ryung after this.